January 22, 1879. The African sun rose heavy and bright over the rugged, untamed land of Zululand, casting its golden glow upon the ancient mountain of Isandlwana. Today was not just any day. Today, history would bend. A tale would be written not in the ink of kings, nor in the pages of empires, but in the sweat, courage, and blood of men defending their homeland. A story of pride, of spirit, and of a nation that refused to bow to any invader. The world had grown accustomed to tales of European conquest. Across continents, the red-coated soldiers of the English Empire carried the weight of their imperial ambition. They believed themselves invincible, armed with rifles, cannons, and the certainty of centuries of colonial expansion. Yet they underestimated something far greater than gunpowder: the heart and will of a people defending their home. The British marched into Zululand with casual arrogance, polished boots sinking into the dusty plains, rifles glinting under the sun, the clatter of orders echoing across the hills. Officers laughed as they surveyed the land, confident that the battle ahead would not be more than a ceremonial show of imperial might. They expected a swift victory, a brief clash before raising their flag over a conquered land. Little did they know that this land, ancient and sacred, had been nurtured for generations. Every tree, every hill, every river was a witness to the memory of kings and warriors. And today, it would bear witness to a battle that would shake the foundation of empire itself.
There were no drums yet, no battle cries, only the sound of measured breath and the rhythmic adjustment of shields that had defended their people for generations. Every gesture carried meaning. Every movement was a practice of survival, of strategy, of honor. These men were not mere soldiers. They were the living embodiment of Zululand itself. Meanwhile, the British camp lay sprawled across the valley, officers exchanging jokes, soldiers tending to their rifles and uniforms, and campfires smoking lazily in the morning sun. No fortifications, no trenches, no sense of urgency. Confidence ran like a river through the camp, the river of men who believed in steel, in guns, in invulnerability. But the land had a different story to tell. The soil beneath their feet trembled, not with fear, but with the pulse of history preparing to unfold. And then, from the quiet hills, the Zulu impi began to emerge. First shadows, then shapes, then an ocean of warriors, their bodies painted for battle, shields held firmly to their hearts, spears gleaming like lightning under the African sun. It was a sight that seemed impossible to the British eye, as if the land itself had risen to defend its children. They raised their rifles, shouted orders, but the first volleys were met not with retreat, but with relentless courage. Warriors fell, yes, but for everyone who fell, 2, 3, 10 surged forward. The legendary horns of the buffalo formation came alive. The chest pressed forward, unstoppable. The horns swept wide, encircling. The reserve waited, ready to strike with devastating precision. This was not chaos. This was strategy, honed over generations. This was discipline shaped by necessity. This was Zulu mastery in motion. Gunfire roared. Smoke filled the warm African air, mingling with the dust rising from the battlefield. Bayonets clashed with spears. Shields collided with rifle butts. The British fired relentlessly, yet the warriors pressed on. A soldier fell, another rose, and then another.
The ground became a living tapestry of courage and sacrifice. The British rifles were deadly, but ammunition dwindled. Hands shook, lines broke. Fear, sharp and cold, pierced the hearts of men who had believed themselves invincible. The sun burned overhead as blood darkened the earth. The once proud empire attempted to retreat, but the horns had closed. Pride crumbled under the weight of unyielding unity. By the end, the mountain watched silently as thousands of Zulu warriors stood victorious. Over 1,300 British soldiers lying still upon the bloodied plains. The world would whisper of this day, but many would try to hide it, to erase it from the history books. Yet truth cannot be silenced, honor cannot be buried. The Zulu kingdom did not fight for gold or land to sell. They fought for their people, for their ancestors, for the dignity that no foreign power could take. This battle reminded the world Africa was not waiting to be conquered. It was a land of kings, of strategy, of indomitable spirit. Isandlwana, the day Africa refused to bow, the day spears defeated guns, the day the myth of European invincibility was shattered on the dusty plains of Zululand. And as we tell this story now, we honor not only the warriors, but what they represented: identity, pride, legacy, and the unbroken soul of a nation. If this story moved you, if you feel the power of this forgotten victory, stand with us. Subscribe to this journey into Africa's true history. Share this story. Comment, "We remember Isandlwana." Today, we reclaim our history, and this is only the beginning.